Hey, welcome to the Ministry Mix podcast, where we're bringing you real conversations for the souls and strategies of ministry leaders. My name is Phil Gifford, and I'm joined by my co-host, Richard Pope.
Hello.
Whether you're a seasoned pastor or ministry leader or just stepping into leadership for the first time, we're here to share stories, insights, and practical tips to help you lead strategically while also caring for your soul. Each episode, we'll dive into topics that matter for your mission, your calling, and your own personal growth. Today's episode, we're actually going to talk about how to lead in ministry when you yourself are going through a season of pain and hurt.
Yeah.
And as much as I like to think that all pastors are super, or you might like to think that pastors and ministry leaders are these super human, super spiritual, never impacted people, there are times when you just can't take, when you're hurt.
Yeah.
When you lose a loved one, or your soul's tired, and you can't always take time off. You can't always jump into a sabbatical.
If you can, you should.
Yeah, I agree.
But you can't always. I'd even say most of the time you can't.
You can't sabbatical every other weekend because, you're hurt. Like, you can't just run away. Like, sometimes you just have to keep leading and serving while you yourself are hurting. So how do you do that well? That's what we want to talk about today. And I think we have 6 advices or tips. What do you want to call those?
Yeah, I would say we have 6 tips.
6 tips, yes.
To
And
lead
there's probably
when you're
more.
hurting. Yeah. The first one is this: manage expectations for yourself.
Yeah.
Man, you're probably going to be less productive. And that's actually okay.
Mm-hmm.
I would argue, just by our theological convictions, this is why a plurality of elders, at least a plurality of leaders, is helpful. But understand that if you are hurting, if you are struggling, that might not be the time to start a new ministry initiative.
To do their best ever everything. So take some time to slow down. And I don't want to use the word management, but there are seasons where you're advancing and seasons where you're managing. Yeah. And I think it's okay to be in a season where you're not advancing.
I would say if you're hurting, and this is maybe too aggressive, but if you're hurting and you go through a week and you're still struggling, take a day off. Mm-hmm. Just don't go in on Monday. And I hope you have a culture where that's possible, openly. Hey, I'm not feeling the best. I think it's weird because I think mental health is health. If I had the flu and I said I don't want to go into the office, no one would bat an eye. If I say I don't feel well mentally, people are like,
show up to work.
Yeah, but that's great until you burn out and then you're looking for a new church every 3 years.
Yeah.
So take a day off.
Yeah.
They'd rather lose you for a day than lose you forever, I think.
I mean, it goes back to the old sharpen your axe analogy. You can work at half capacity for a week, or you could take and get nothing done, or 30% capacity. Honestly, I think it's exponential when you're hurt. Or you could take 1 to 2 days off just to be I need to totally disengage. I need to go fishing or bike riding or to the beach. Yeah, I don't do any of those. I do my bike ride and go to the beach, but whatever you do to recharge.
Yeah.
Go do that. Talk with Jesus. Eat some. Go to Fogo by yourself in Baltimore, and just have a food moment with the Lord, and then
pray.
Pray. Yes,
Yeah.
That's what I mean. But I think sometimes we want to push through because the expectation is I need to be at 100%.
Yeah.
Manage your expectations. Things will just take longer. I mean, sometimes it's hard to write a good sermon when you're hurting.
Yeah.
It takes a lot longer.
Yeah. I love this quote from Paul David Tripp. Ministry is not the place where we prove ourselves to be strong. It is the place where we allow our weakness to be a testimony to God's strength. Mm-hmm. I don't think your people need a perfect pastor, a perfect leader. They need a real one. Man, I remember hearing once, if the flock thinks the pastor is perfect, it gives them no room to not be. Mm-hmm. And when they aren't, the shame, the frustration tends to be multiplied. Man, I think one of the healthiest things a ministry leader, especially a pastor, can do is say, "Hey, I don't feel great. I'm depressed.
Yeah,
I need a day off."
Yep.
You're communicating that you're not God and that there's a really good God who is God. Mm-hmm. Well,
I think somebody said, and we'll get there in a second. In fact, I'll save this quote for when we get there, if I remember it by that point. We've kind of already touched on this second point. But change or reduce your rhythms.
Yeah.
If you have to keep on leading, solo pastor, small church ministry, I realize that in my church, I've got some people that can be trained up to preach, but I don't have 9 pastors like you do who are itching to take a Sunday. So there are times when I'm sick and I have to preach, or times when I am discouraged and I have to preach. And I'm not necessarily saying that's healthy, But there's always going to be those moments for pastors and
Even
leaders.
if you do have 10,000 people to preach, it still happens.
Yeah, there's going to be times where you're discouraged and you need to preach, or you're hurting because of other things in your life. But that means we need to change or reduce our rhythms. So like if you go in the office at 8 a.m., maybe you need to sleep in a little bit. If you normally, what's that?
Going at 9.
Going at 9. We already said, take some time off, give a day there. But like, what needs to change to help you recharge? Maybe you work just the mornings and take the afternoons off.
Yeah.
So there might you need to still lead. And I think for our volunteers, if you're for our volunteer leaders that are listening, if you are serving, every other week, maybe you need to serve just once a month and just do the administrative side of things. Or maybe you need to delegate some tasks, but find a way what you're trying to do is create change that can give space to heal, but also, and margin to heal.
Yeah.
It's by changing the rhythms. Yeah. I mean, for me, I think one of the things I typically, at least when I'm physically healthy and can do this, I love just going on a long bike ride.
Yeah.
Because that recharges me more than almost anything else. As you get in the sun, you get on the bike for 2 hours, you get to see the countryside for whatever. Yeah. I love going to the beach even just for a day. There's something rejuvenating about being at the ocean to me. So I love the beach. And if I lived in Salisbury, I'd go to the beach all the time. Yeah.
When I'm struggling, I tend to 2 things. 1, I go into the office later. And 2, I tend to wear sweatpants. And I know it's like weird, but that simple change for me.
Here's a practical tip. Put on some sweatpants.
No, but seriously, think about it. Like when I wear
eat hot pot.
When I wear sweatpants, there's places I probably am not going to go.
Gotcha.
I'm probably not going to meet with people. And it's a lot. Like I don't mind.
It's a shift in your brain for the rhythm. That's so good.
It sounds corny, but like I don't mind. For me, it's not the sermon prep or the thinking that's hard for me when I'm hurting. It's really the meeting with people. And I think it's because I lean away from that in my gifting anyway.
Well, if you're actually Gen Z, they probably already wearing sweatpants, but that's as good for you.
I don't, but yeah, they do. I don't know. I'll just put on a pair of sweatpants. I'll like literally when I'm struggling, I have a fireplace in my office that I can actually turn on without heat. So even in the summer,
just has the sounds and the
I have candles. I have tea. I have an espresso, and I won't turn the light on in my office. I'll just turn the lamp on. You know what I mean? Like
you just change the rhythm up a little bit,
right? And I think that for me, those physical changes created almost like a sanctuary-esque environment. So it's like now when I'm struggling, I just do that. Yeah, my door's always open to my office. It's closed. Yep. Right. I'm just in there.
So I think, and that's perfect. Like I just don't really want to deal with people at the moment. But I'm going to do the tasks too. So. I've heard somebody recommended this, and I don't remember who it was. I'd give credit to it, and I don't know if it's 100% true, but like if your ministry context is primarily in the city, like you're planting downtown Baltimore or downtown DC, or in your case, downtown Salisbury, like you tend to live in the rhythms of the city. Get out of the city to rest. Right. Go to the mountains. Go to the beach. If you are primarily in a rural context, right. Get to a city, because how fun is it to be downtown in New York? Like it's rejuvenating a little bit. So find something to change or reduce your rhythms that give you the space you need to heal while maintaining the ministry that God's called you to. Yeah. The third thing that we would give as a tip, and this is where I think it's more of a self-awareness element. Watch the way you're reacting to situations and people during the season. Hurting people hurt people. I can't remember who said that, but it's pretty famous. It's probably a Maxwell thing, it sounds like. But you're going to Google it, aren't you? I am. You can ask your AI, and he'll at least make up somebody that it said.
It was Richard Pope.
Richard Pope. You stole that again, too. When you're hurting, when I'm discouraged, when I'm hurt, my reactions, I can be more impatient. I can be more withdrawn. I can tend to be more sarcastic. Right. And you're probably all the same way. Yeah. I need to be extra careful.
Rick
Warren said that?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's from Purpose Driven Life.
Well, there you go. Hurting people hurt people.
Hurt people, healed people, heal people, forgiven people, forgive people, free people.
There you go.
Rick Warren.
It's a great quote.
It's a hot quote, yeah.
I just think when you know you're hurt, you know you're going to react differently than if you were emotionally healthy. Yeah. So you have to be really careful to not do, say, and create more pain as a unhealthy byproduct of your pain.
Yeah, I don't think hurt people necessarily mean to hurt people. I think when we're hurting, we just forget how to hold things without breaking them.
Yeah.
Like if you handed me a glass, of water and then dropped a bowling ball on my foot, I'm probably going to swing that glass or break it in my hand. Like there's this natural reaction to pain that makes us tense and clam down. So for me, like I said, man, I kind of avoid people when I'm hurting because I know, man, I'm probably not in the best place to do marriage counseling. Right? Like I'm probably not in the best place to comfort someone.
Yeah. Or if there's a super aggressive situation that you need to step into, like, hey, maybe
I'm ready for that.
Maybe next week's better.
Yeah.
Well, you're ready for that, but you're ready to break something. Like
I'm ready to fight.
Yeah. You might actually punch somebody in that situation.
Yeah.
So, that's where I think probably you need people to speak into you.
Yeah.
Your wife, your spouse,
yes.
your elder, your other leaders.
Yeah.
Hey, I've noticed how you responded in that meeting. That seemed more aggressive than normal.
Yeah.
Or that seemed more dismissive than normal.
Yeah.
Are you like, I know that you've lost this is going on in your life, but just be cautious. So again, self-awareness is self-awareness, relational awareness is key there. How are people receiving you in that moment? Right. So just be extra careful. I will also say this, number 4. Do you want me to read this one or you want to do it? Take it.
You read it.
All right. Number 4. If you're leading in moments of pain, you've got to be transparent about your pain.
Okay, now I'll read a quote. I found this quote. Sometimes the shepherd limps while leading the sheep, and that limp becomes a sermon. Mm-hmm. I think there's a way for transparency and a healthy, with boundaries, way to actually become a gospel encourager.
Yeah, you don't have to cry through every moment of every sermon.
Yeah.
But I think people need to know that you're going through a real life hardship too, and they're going to relate to you in that.
Yeah.
There's a quote. I wish I don't have my computer's recording this, so I can't just Google like you can. I guess I could. But
I'm waiting for the quote.
Okay. It's not a good quote. Okay. Somebody said to the effect of, people will be impressed by your competencies, but they'll connect with you in your pain or your weaknesses.
I've heard this before.
Yeah. I don't know who said it or something, if I even said that correctly. But I think there's something that when you bring down the professional wall and say, man, I've had a hard week or I'm hurting, that will connect with people far more than your polished, smooth ministry quote.
You really like mega churches today, don't you? People are impressed by your strengths, but they connect with you through your weaknesses.
Who said it?
Craig Rochelle.
There you go.
Life Church.
Well,
you gonna go work out with Stephen Furtick next?
Get my black t-shirt on.
Get your black black undershirt. Did he heal your body?
Just dancing around
and flapping. Yeah. Yes. I like that song. But,
I need to lift weights a little bit more before I can have that kind of worship with Stephen Furtick.
I just want to know why he was like
flapping and
the whole time. He definitely did push-ups, bro. He has a pump. He's like, he has a pump.
I don't always worship, but before I worship, I get swole.
Yeah.
All right. We should probably not make fun of Stephen Furtick.
I thought you would have been. I'm impressed.
Yeah.
Listen, he's like 4'5", but aside from that, if I ever got in a fist fight, I want Stephen Furtick there.
Yeah. We should do an episode on pastors you'd want to fight somebody with. Like,
I feel like your muscles are actually as big as Stephen Furtick's muscles. He's just so short that like he looks stockier than he is. Have you seen pictures of him?
I have not.
I'm Googling how tall
all right,
he is.
But we're going to stay on track here. So
we are on track.
All right. We went from Craig Rochelle, quote,
who's ripped.
Who is also ripped.
I
think, he's like a straight up ninja, right? He's got all this like nunchuck chaining he does.
And he's also tall. I think Craig Rochelle bodies Stephen Furtick.
What's the heck with all these pastors now doing like jujitsu training? I know you do, but like it feels like that's like the super trendy thing for pastors.
Matt Chandler just got his blue belt.
That's what I'm saying. Like every pastor is doing like working out their frustrations through beating people up.
Because I think there's something about ministry that's hard on the soul, and I don't think we can always get to be transparent and open about our pain. So sometimes we have to find places to like process and manage. Also, there are a million health benefits to martial arts in comparison to.
I know I'm like totally joking around. It's better. That's way more manly than cycling.
He's 5'9", just like me. I just made fun of Stephen Furtick and we're the same height.
Pretty sure that's my daughter's height, by the way. So
yeah, shut up.
There you go. Yeah, now you feel bad, right? Did you say 4'11" was what you said?
Because whenever you see him next to like Brandon Lake or on stage, it's like he's like, "Hey guys, don't forget about me." He's like, "I can wear a muscle shirt too." Like, okay.
Gosh, that's not like special pulpit like short. That's just normal. That's like average height. So there we go. All right. Be open. Gosh, do we need to edit this podcast? Or are we good?
We're good.
Be open about your pain.
Yeah.
I think just communicate to your people and they will not shun you. They will actually respect you more when you are open with your pain and what you're going through. So, but again, I think you made a good loop back here. There's an appropriate way to do that.
Right.
Like if you're sharing your testimony, you don't need to share every stupid thing you did in great detail. Like just point them to Jesus, right?
Like you don't need to, get them in your car and then just go on a rant. Like
exactly.
I think having an appropriate, did we say the actual point, give appropriate room for your pain?
We haven't gone there yet. That's the point. Next point.
That's our next point. You need to take time to process. You need to cry. You need to break something like in a healthy way. Like, I don't know. Remember the old, like, throw water jugs at a wall thing? That used to be like a thing they tell you, like kids who were like in therapy. Like get a stress ball, do whatever. But like that probably shouldn't happen.
Yeah.
In your sanctuary on Sunday morning.
Exactly. There's a time and a place to experience all the things.
Yeah. And if it does happen in your sanctuary on Sunday morning, I just think it's important that it's in a posture of humility and not anger. Like there's been times where I've struggled and I just like wept during the service. I'll be honest, but but I don't know if that should be the norm.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It gets weird.
I think that emotional regulation, even in your times of pain, is still important. Like I think I mentioned this before we were recording that like as a parent, like I can be hurting and it's okay to be hurting and struggling, but I still have to take care of my kids.
Yeah.
Like I still have to love my kids and help them eat and get to school and whatnot. Like I can't just like lay on the couch and be like, you're on your own 5-year-old.
Right.
Like I don't have a 5-year-old anymore, but like
you have a 6-year-old.
She's 10, but okay.
Oh.
My youngest is 10 now, but like, so they're a little more independent, but like when they were younger, like, man, if you're hurting and discouraged, you still got to parent the people that God's still giving you responsibilities that you have to do something to. And so, I think it's important. You need to have a place where you experience and process and walk through your hurt, but that doesn't need to be every place.
Right.
And you don't need to experience all the things all the time.
Right.
That's what a toddler does.
Right.
When they're like, they just immediately, they feel something and they've just vented out. We're not toddlers. We're pastors and we're hopefully adults who are maturing in Christ. And so I think there is a time, and I don't make it sound like just shove down your feelings and do your job. That's not what we're saying.
Right. No, not even close.
No, but there is a time. I mean, this year I did a funeral for a 14-year-old who committed suicide. Probably didn't know Jesus and the family didn't know Jesus. One of the hardest ones I've done, right? Because like that's hard. And it kind of connected with me while I was doing the service that like this kid is the same age as my son. And that hits hard, right? And so like I started to get a little bit choked up, like, I mean, for obvious reasons. And I remember thinking to myself, like, this is not my time. I'm ministering to these people. I will grieve over this in the car. I will grieve over this. I'll process this through in prayer. But like right now I need to facilitate this funeral in a way that leads them to Jesus and not myself. I hope that makes sense.
No, it does.
So I think that's healthy. I mean, it could be unhealthy if you're like, just don't worry about it. But
yeah, you're not supposed to, the Lord does not want to use robots.
Yeah. Like we got to feel things.
Right.
And I think when I started to get like a little choked up, that was an appropriate, like, I think it actually helped me connect with them more.
Right.
But I had to keep doing the sermon.
Yeah. You can't say, hey, I got to take a break.
I got to
take 5 guys. Good job. Like we're going to take no. Yeah.
Yeah. So, find appropriate space to deal with your emotions and realize when that is not the case and when that is the case.
Yeah.
So,
and if you can't manage your emotions, man, especially if this has been going on for a long time, if there's a repeated theme in your life, like if these seasons happen very often, get outside help. That's our 6th point.
Yep.
It's okay for pastors to go to therapy.
Find a good biblical counselor and walk through some of these things.
Yeah. I think more pastors probably should be in counseling or therapy of some sort. Yeah, and it doesn't have to look like therapy. Like, get with a few guys. I've done this multiple times in our ministry journey. There's the like calling and crying and venting and being mad and ticked off or whatever the thing is that day. But man, like there's been seasons where I've just messaged a couple brothers, even in our church, and said, "Hey, can we meet? Or not even can we hang out?
Yeah.
I'm upset. I just need space to be upset with other people."
Yeah, surround yourself with people that will help you.
Yes.
It could be professionally. It might be just relationally.
It might be both.
It probably should be both.
That's what I'm thinking.
Like, I think if you don't have a community that you, as a ministry leader, if you don't have a community that can help you when you're in pain, then you're probably, that's your next growth step.
I agree.
Like, you shouldn't have to pay for that. I mean, and that, I hope that it makes sense.
No, it does.
Like if you can only find help through a paid counselor, then bro, find some friends that can pour into you.
If you don't have friends, you shouldn't be a pastor.
I agree. We did a whole episode on friendship that had a lot of Fortnite in it.
Yeah, dude. My healthiest seasons. I have tons of friends outside the church, like you. I would consider you a friend. Shut up. But the healthiest seasons for me in my church have been when I have friends in the church.
Yeah.
And the seasons where I felt like I didn't have friends in the church really were some of the hardest.
I think pastors have this thought, ministry and ministry leaders, this trickles down, I think, is that I can't be friends with the people I lead because they'll either see my mistakes or their pastors' wives, I think, feel this a little bit. So like, I just think that's a false narrative for the pastoral office.
I won't name them, but when I was preparing to plant, I was told by someone from our sending church.
Name them. No, just kidding. No, don't do it.
They literally said, "Do not have friends in your church. It will ruin you."
Terrible advice.
So I followed it for like the first 6 months, and I was like, "This is horrible." It was depressing.
Your church will grow faster and be healthier through relationships, not in the absence of it.
I completely agree.
Let me also say this. So I know we focused on like the personal help that I think you need to turn to. I also think that from a ministry standpoint, getting help with your role is also okay. So if, for instance, if you're pastoring and you're trying to lead through pain, it's okay to ask somebody else to preach for Sunday. It's okay to push off counseling to somebody else, to get people to come and take pieces of your ministry so that way you can have that extra space.
Right.
So yeah, you need to get help. And the quicker you do that, like God wants you to be the healthy version of you. And so finding space to do that while leading, like don't let this linger for 18 months because you haven't done the hard things, but being open, changing your rhythms and getting help.
Right.
So any closing thoughts?
Man, ministry is hard. It's harder alone, and it's harder when you're not emotionally regulated. So just consider as you listen to this, what is 1 or 2 steps you could take to improve your emotional health? We do this thing at Canvas with our staff and our elders. And I even have our elders do it with their deacons pretty regularly. So here's what I do. I say, okay, take your physical health, your emotional health, which is your mind and the way you think, and your spiritual health, your soul, and give it a green, yellow, red. Green, it's driving, it's operating normally, it's good. Yellow, there's a warning light.
Yeah.
Red, there's steam coming out of the engine and the car's like, I need to pull over.
Right.
And if you find yourself with a yellow, that's fine. When you find yourself with 2 or 3 yellows, you need a vacation. Seriously. Because if you're just a little tired physically, okay, take a nap this week. Mm-hmm. If you're a little mentally drained, go to walk. If you're a little spiritually drained, spend more time in prayer. But when someone comes in and they have 2 yellows, that's a warning sign. When they have 3 yellows, man.
At this time. And if they have a red, they're probably stepping down for a season or a sabbatical of some sort, depending on what's going on. Unless
it's physical. Sometimes, physically red, it's just because I have cancer. But
yeah, you're done until your cancer's gone.
I'm like a living physical red.
But that's probably just because you haven't taken communion yet.
So one time, a guy left Phil's church because of communion. He told me to take communion more to heal my cancer.
Did it work?
I didn't do it.
Okay.
But he did leave your church when I responded to him.
Anyways, well, that's a fun little, but that we still talk about that like 5 years later.
Because that's an example of people not actually caring well for people and just being stupid.
Okay. Well, anyways, so sorry, I had to go there, but you're right. Physical health is obviously, there are certain things, maybe you just need to you're going to be sick. You are going to have sickness. So, in fact, I've been sick for 2 weeks and it's been I was sick, not right now, but I'm over it now. But yeah, I just made Richard nervous. You remember a couple weeks ago, I had to take Sunday off. I sent you a picture of me like dead on the couch. I don't know why I decided to send you a selfie while I was sick.
I want to post it on the Ministry Mix page.
It's like,
Yeah.
You're definitely already going to do that when this episode drops, isn't it?
Yeah. Phil was physically red that day.
I don't know. I was making poor choices. You know when you're so sick you can't even text message right?
Yeah.
That's how I was.
I know.
And so
the texts were like no grammar, just like random words.
So maybe it should take some. So I literally checked out for a whole week.
You did not play Fortnite that week.
I did nothing. I did nothing but watch. I did nothing but watch videos and lay in my bed. So it was great. So find space to heal if you're in pain, but sometimes if you have to keep going, these tips will, I think, help you do so heal more quickly, but also lead more effectively.
Absolutely.
So, hey, thanks for tuning into this episode of the Ministry Mix. If you found today's content valuable, make sure that you subscribe to our podcast. We'd love for you to never miss an episode, to be able to be a part of these conversations. And if you could, leave us a review. That way, this podcast can be pushed toward other ministry leaders just like you. And your feedback is super helpful to us as well. If you have questions or topics you want to hear about, the best way is to link up with us on social media. Follow us on Instagram, ministry.mix, or we're just starting out a new Facebook group for pastors. If you have tips.
And ministry leaders.
Thank you. Our broad topics here. Jump in. Let's do ministry together. So thanks for tuning in. Until next time, keep leading with purpose and caring for your soul.